Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at this RGB tube light from Weeylite. If you're unfamiliar with the brand, their parent company is Viltrox, who you may know from some budget lens options and some popular lens adapters. Weeylite looks to be their foray into affordable lights, and they seem to be making some great progress in this space. This is the second time Weeylite has sent me a product. Last time they sent me these cute little tiny pocket lights, which were solid overall. One thing I thought was missing from these though was a magnetic back for more versatile mounting options, so I was happy to hear that the K21 fills this gap. So beginning with some specs, here's what's provided on the website. This is from the Viltrox store website. You can see the price for this light is $69.99 USD. We go into the description. So it's a compact handheld light stick adopting lamp beads with high color rendering and quality RGB lamp beads. The fill light, which can be adopted in various venues for quick lighting, is perfect for venues of photography, videography, live broadcast, scenery, and makeup as a supplement. So yeah, they even call it a fill light here. Definitely not going to be a key light. Got some cool videos, RGB colorful light stick, 360 degrees full color, OLED display, RA value of 95, TLCI 97, scenes that I don't really care about. High precision stepless dimming, very true, very nice. Built-in battery, 3.7 volts, 2500 milliamp hours, 1 hour at full power, and then longest battery life can reach 6 hours. That's probably like at 1%. There's USB Type-C charging available. So even right now, actually, I'm using the light and I have it hooked up to this Anker power bank there. Got 1/4 inches on both sides, 670 lumens. The max illuminance. What is the difference? I have no idea actually. So it's got 160 light beads or LEDs. Temperature 0 to 40. That's nice. Charging time. It takes 3 hours to charge. I haven't timed it, but it's quite a long time. Here you can see what's in the box is literally the box, the light, and the cable. The light doesn't come with a carrying bag at all, which I think is a miss. Build quality though, honestly really good, especially given the price point that it's at. It's a nice heft and durability. Unlike other cheaper products, there's no give when handling the light and no audible creaks. And as we saw on the website, 30 centimeters long, 4 centimeters in diameter, and weighs 270 grams. The battery is built in and rechargeable, lasting around 1 hour at full power or 100%, and 2 hours at 50%, so it's a nice linear thing. It features a 1/4 inch thread on either end with a soft rubber material to prevent any slipping. The LEDs themselves features this nice frosted diffusion over top, and it does a really good job of hiding each individual LED. Some cheaper lights or other lights, even more expensive ones, you can see each LED, which can be either distracting or show up in the shot sometime. Regardless, it's nice. Each individual LED pretty well hidden. You can see some of the LEDs when it's at 1%. Not sure if it's going to show up on camera right now, but you can see some of the LEDs, but honestly, it's not that bad. And I think it disappears by the time you hit 50, 20%. Maybe if, yeah, 50 is pretty much when it's gone. I guess you can kind of see it at 100 now that I think about it. It's still a lot better than some of these other lights that I've been seeing. On the back, we have magnets on either end, which were a pleasant surprise, not only because they included them, but because of how strong they are. I had the Godox TL30s before this, and I believe these are actually far stronger. But the rest of the back feels super solid. I'm not worried about durability. There are some straightforward buttons, though admittedly it took me some time to get used to. To turn the lights on, we hold down the power button and wait for the logo to pop up. Note the firmware version, as apparently this affects which app the light will work with. Once the light is on, the default setting will be the CCT mode, which is your standard bi-color Kelvin temperature setting. And once again, a nice feature of this light is that the temperature can drop all the way down to 2500 Kelvin and all the way up to 8500 Kelvin. You can adjust the intensity right away with the up and down arrows, and then you can use this button on the bottom left to change the adjustable setting from intensity to temperature and then to tint. And even with the tint, you can adjust it from a -10 to a +10. It allows you to really dial in how magenta or green you want this light, so it makes it easier to match other sources. To change the mode, you simply press the set button. Pressing it cycles through other modes, which include RGB and effects. And like in the CCT mode, you can fine tune all these settings using the up and down arrows, as well as that bottom left, I don't know what to call it, button. Now, one of the strong suits of this light, in my opinion, is the app integration. There are 2 versions of this app, but it doesn't matter which one you use if your light's firmware is version 1.1. The app I use is called weeylitePro in the Apple Store. You have complete control over your lights. You can use it with multiple lights easily, grouping lights according to channels or groups. connects automatically through Bluetooth every time you open the app, so there's no fumbling around getting lights connected. Adjusting your lights within the app is extremely quick, as you can see here. As for light quality, I'm honestly not a good person to ask about whether it's good or not. For me, it just seems to do its job. It works well, it doesn't look hideous, it doesn't flicker. That's all I really need. So overall thoughts on this light: it's a very useful tool that I would definitely recommend, with a few things to consider beforehand. First, I feel as though the app would be much more useful if you intend to build a collection of these lights from Weeylite. Of course, I think most people in the YouTube space seem to gravitate towards Aperture or Godox, so if you already have lights from them, I don't think these would really make sense for you. But then again, as a one-off light or just a separate tube light collection, these would work well, as they're cheaper than the Godox TL30s and don't have any apparent drawbacks that I can see. But the next, I'd also question whether you really need a tube light. The benefits are obvious, and you can easily justify it with the idea that you can never have too many lights, but at the end of the day, I don't think it hurts to ask yourself if you really need it. The reality of such a small light is that it's too harsh and too weak to be a key light. You could definitely use it for products, but there are many situations where you might want softer lighting even for products. I tried using it as a hair light or a fill on a shoot and felt limited by the output, though its small size and mounting options make for a very versatile tool. So really, when I sit down and think about it, I don't really think I need a light like this. That being said, I've used this $70 Canadian light stick that I bought 5 years ago off of Amazon, and though maybe it hasn't been absolutely necessary, as in it's not the make or break light for a lot of projects, I've used it in a variety of scenarios, and it's always been just fun and useful to have. This one's really simple. It's not an RGB light, it's just bicolor. Super cheap, super plasticky, but it does the job. Honestly, I really like this light now that I think about it. The only thing I don't like about this one is this hideous orange on the top and the handle. It actually gets reflected sometimes. So when I'm comparing it to the K21, this black is actually surprisingly very important to me, the fact that the body of the light is black. Now that I'm thinking about it though, when I'm comparing these two, I actually really like the handle on this light stick. I used to take a lot of portraits, and there was a couple of sets that I did with just this one light stick, and this handle gives enough, I guess, reach that you can get it a lot closer to the subject rather than a short little light stick like this. Although, I mean, you can just buy a longer tube light if you really wanted it. Oh, and the light stick has no magnets, so mounting options are not as versatile. And there's been a lot of situations where the magnets have been just very useful. So yeah, not absolutely necessary, but a valuable addition to my kit. Sorry for the tangent. Returning back to the K21, honestly, it's a really solid light. It has all the modern features you need at a really nice price point. This cheap light stick has seen a lot of use over the 5 years that I've owned it, so I'm pretty confident that something like the K21 would actually do you very well over the next however many years. Oh shit, I just broke something on this light stick. So it's a good thing I have a K21. That's gonna wrap it up for this review. It's not super technical, and I don't really know the terms and how to measure light quality or determine if it's good. So I guess really, as a casual user who does do paid gigs, I've found a use for this light. It doesn't hurt me, it doesn't hinder me, it helps, and yeah. It's super compact, super portable, which I think is key, and it seems very durable, so I don't really have any problem recommending this light. I think it's the end of the year actually. Is it 29th right now, or 30th, something like that? Have a wonderful rest of your holiday season, and I wish you the best of luck in 2023.